Oh. Let's see if we can get over here without getting run over. Oh. Oh. Anyway, welcome along. It's been a long time since I've made a video. Just start getting some fresh air. Basically, I'm not very well. But I thought I've got to get out and get some fresh air. Hello, David. How you doing? Hope you're all good. Anyway, the weather is just constant rain and then a little bit of sun and some more rain. Anyway, had a bit of a cold, which is sort of leaving me. Still feel pretty rough though. But we're going to have a little walk about just to get some fresh air. So we'll be back with the videos now. Might even do a little one later. Well, I've got it in the bag. In the bag here we got the DJI Leto. Which I might even show you in a minute. In the bag here, which is the new drones that are out. Let's give you a little look. What's open my bag? Check this out. Check that bad boy out. That's the new Leto, which is a lot bigger than the Mini. But yeah, automatic turn on. 420, hello mate. Sensors on it. This is not the X1. This is just the standard one. Saying that, you've still got sensors on it. One there, one at the top there. This one does 15. This has got a 15k range. So we've obviously gone up from the 10k range. And these are going to be basically replacing the Mini series. This is really double the size of a Mini. It's a lot faster. And the value for money that you're getting here is just, they even reckon that the new, well, there's a Mini 6 Pro or something, I don't know. Even this outdoes that. This outdoes the next class up. Do you know what I mean? They've really done it this time, DJI. But yeah, it's a lovely drone. When you flip the arms and the legs out, it automatically just powers up. Put that back in the bag. But yeah, I'm just using that. I had a bit of an issue with a Mini 3 Pro, which I'm currently talking to DJI about. Bit of a flyaway issue with that. Saying that, I've done nothing wrong, so once they look at the flight data, I should have some joy with that. But this one, kind of impossible to lose. They've got a great range on them. They basically, the controllers that you get as well, you can either get the one with a screen or the other one, which is like I've got. They're all updated with the latest stuff, so basically it outdoes your Mavics and all of them. I've been looking at them really early DJI ones. The old school, what are they called? The four-pointed ones, man. I forget what they're called now. One of the first drones to come out. Anyway, they're still flying around, man, these old school drones. In fact, there's something number 5, I forget what that is. Air, that's it, the Air. Is it the Air? No, that's wrong. I don't know. The Phantom, that is correct, 420. Bang on the money, the Phantom. Them old school Phantoms look the bollocks though, didn't they? And I'll tell you what, they're a lot of money though, but they do look unreal. Yeah, they were one of the first ones to come out, the Phantoms. And I believe that they are up to a Phantom 5, I think, now. What I'll do, when I get in about an half hour, I'll do a little video and I'll show you this Leto up against the Pro. The 4K. And also this does, what is it? I forget how many, what sort of camera it's got, but yeah, they're unreal, them ones. The Phantom 4. Yeah, they do look the bollocks, man. Them big ass cameras you can get, they just look, they look different, don't they? They just look something, they just don't look like a normal sort of drone. And I believe that they were the first kind of drones to be out there. Imagine when people first started seeing the Phantoms. I bet people just didn't know what it was. They probably still don't now, some of them, but anyway. We'll have a walk up and back down the lane. Yeah, I'll show you the, hang on, wait till we get down the road and I'll get it out. I need my other phone really, I'll put it up in the air. It's great stability, the Leto series. You've obviously got the Leto X1, then just the standard Leto, even the standard Leto, which I've got, it's got all sensors on it. The only thing extra you're going to get by buying the X1 is 48 gigs of onboard storage and also a LiDAR sensor. But yeah. Hang on. Yeah, the weather's clearing up a bit. Might be a good night to go drone hunting. Yeah, I've had a bit of an issue with a Mini 3 Pro. I've been talking to DJI, and it could be a flyaway issue. Yeah. Have I located it? Not precisely. Yeah, I don't know what range them Phantoms have got on them, but basically the new controller for these Letos, it's basically got, we've gone from 10k, which is about 6.2 miles, something like that, range, to 15k. Drone out. But yeah, opens up like that. So you got the front arms open like that. Obviously it's a lot bigger than the Mini. Got a sensor there, and then another one there. Hello, mate. Oh. Oh yeah, there's some fucking suspects around this village, mate, I'm telling you.
I won't have it.
I see some weird goings on and
I
that.
walked in the shop and I thought I'll wait until they've gone. I'll pretend I'm looking, and then I've come out because
They weren't hanging about just by the scout up, as
Yeah.
they there, because when I first come down, like I've been just down by the college
they're
for a
just
walk.
hanging about.
That's what they were doing down there.
I'll fucking kill him. Don't worry about that.
You don't know what they're really up to, though, do you?
No, do you? That's the thing.
Fucking take care, mate. Photography before drones? No, not really. Not really, to be honest with you. I had a little drone, a sort of Amazon drone, a learner drone, and then which I was all legal on last year, but then I sort of read that the law was changing as of the new year, and obviously you got to do the test and all that. So what I actually initially did, guys and girls, I thought, let me have a crack at the test and just see what I sort of come out like. See how many I'm away from actually passing, and I believe it was 40 questions. You got actually get 30 of them right, which I did. So obviously after passing the test and getting tell you what, we'll take this out later for a fly around. After sort of doing my test, I thought, well, I might as well, I was already into it anyway. But as soon as you go from a sort of Amazon basic drone, as soon as you get to the DJI drones, it's like you've entered a new sport. It's like going from black and white into coloured, which is kind of what that's like. And there's no other company out there that's really kind of doing it like DJI, really. But yeah, what I've noticed as well, a lot more powerful, I think, these drones. Anyway, also got to sort out my records, because believe it or not, I'm seriously considering selling all my records. All in one go. For what price? I've got no idea yet. But I've looked online. I've seen that some companies look at buying all your records. Messaged one company and they said, I've got to let them know exactly what I've got, how many Madness albums, how many Specials albums, and all of that, and even the singles. Yeah, I should really keep some. Yeah, you're right there. to be honest. I'm basically needing the money to invest. I think obviously I'm doing drone exams. I actually spoke to the farmer when I was looking for the Mini 3. And he was just amazed that he'd seen someone who was licensed to fly a drone. And he was explaining to me that on the farm, all the sprayers are done by drones, and there's basically plenty of employment around my area. For someone with the qualifications to get quite a bit of work and earn quite a good living. So what I might have to do is invest my sort of record collection money into a drone, into a bigger drone. If you have a look online, you get like what's called the T-Ranger drones, the T100 and the T50. And they're big, massive drones. But they're the ones that do all the spraying. But I've also looked at the ones with the heat-seeking stuff. Do you know what I mean? That people that go out and look for people when people go missing, and missing animals they're even finding. But I think after speaking to the farmer, I don't know. So I don't think a lot of these farms, where it's that new, invest wisely here, right there. Surveys, yeah, I've looked at that. Roofing surveys and all things like that. Building site shots before and after. But I think where it's that new, I don't think the farms have got all the gear. I think if I can finance my own bit of kit and literally turn up on a farm and say, right, I'm ready to spray, I've got a drone, I'm ready to go, I think that is the best, would be the best way, basically, if you get what I'm saying. Rather than, because it's so new, a lot of these farms around here haven't got it yet, but because it's all so new. And obviously I think if I invest in all the kit, the proper bit of machinery, so I can turn up and go, yeah, I'm ready to spray whenever. You don't need nothing. All you need to give to me is the chemicals you want on your crops. Yeah, we'll have a walk through the woods, see if we can get through there. So I'm just going through the woods. I'm doing a lot of flying down here. But yeah. Because I'm literally surrounded by farms. I live in a village, in a farming village. Surrounded by fruit farms and all sorts of things. Anyway, it would be a good job. And you can earn some good money, very good money. Hopefully it's not too muddy through the fields. Got a new tent as well. Hopefully we can get through the woods. Oh yeah, you'll find anyway with a lot of the drone work, and it can be pictures, you know what I mean, for weddings, anything. A lot of it's word of mouth. So plus, if you're quick to the market, which is what I'm going to be, it's not a big, you know what I mean. People are not. It's not that. There's not that many drone operators out there who've got the same ideas as me. I'm just onto it a bit early. I was talking to some youngsters in the village, and they know what I'm on about. Basically, I think the other day they did the first Amazon delivery, I believe, by drone. Saying that, all these delivery drone drivers and sprayers, they've all got to abide by the same rule. We're all abiding by the same rules. And I believe that there's 2 more certificates that I can get, but I'm going to go for the top one, which basically does away with one of the certificates. But yeah, I've got to save a few more hundred for that. So we've had some warm weather, and then the last couple of days we just had rain and then sun and then rain and then sun all day long, just stopping and starting. I'm with you. 420's got the right idea. See, I was thinking about getting some business cards done and putting a few posts out just on Facebook and that. Saying doing anything really. House shots, roof shots, any kind of drone shot. And especially now that the Leto series is out, kind of outdoes the Mavics and all of them. It's weird how they've gone about it, DJI. They must have been just holding on to the technology, waiting to let it go. But yeah, the Leto's quite a big drone. What I'll do, once I get in, I'll have a cup of tea, and then I'll get my other phone and we'll just take it out and I'll put it up in the air, show you it moving about. I'll also show you it next to the 4K, but the Leto, I think it's 8K. But yeah, you've got obstacle avoidance, you've got everything on it. The green lines that come up, return to home, and that's all in with a new controller, you see. Some of them, it hasn't got the green line, return to home and all that. That's the older controllers. Saying that, I am looking at a DJI, the X1 series, which is just the full treatment. But I wouldn't mind one of them 2 controllers with the screens in. But yeah, all different kind of drones out there. There's a few other companies as well. But I guess it depends what you're doing. And there's sort of farms all year round, they're sort of spraying stuff. Obviously you got strawberries and all that, your early crops. Then you've got your later crops, like your apples, your raspberries and that. And then once all of that's died off, in winter they're spraying, do you know what I mean? I've approached DWP as well with a few of my ideas. fact, I made a complaint about the DWP or whatever they're calling themselves. Too busy helping every other fucker, I think they are. I said, look, I've done this, I've done that. I want to do this and I want to do that. You'd think that'd be support. Well, they kind of half-heartedly are. But then obviously, because I've got autism and ADHD, I've sort of played that card at them. But all they did is put me through someone at a job centre, said, oh, can you prove to me where the drone jobs are? I said, what? I said, do you want me to show you where the drone jobs are? I said, do you even know anything about drones? And she was going, oh, is there an industry out there then for drones? You know what I mean? If she put me in contact with a right amateur that doesn't know anything. Which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I did say to them, no, don't bother ringing me up in a few months saying fucking come and do this or come and do that. Quite bright out here. Still quite chilly though. Three drones. I think I've got nearly four drones. I've got one out there lost somewhere. There's a lost Mini 3 Pro. I put that there. I spoke to DJI today. They said, what is it, a theft or a flyaway? I said, it's just flown away. And then left me loads of moody... In your flight log, that's how DJI see whether you're scamming them or not. Because obviously, you could have just crashed your drone. But they can see exactly where you've been. Which basically backs up what I've said. But yeah. Find my drone, yeah, I did that. Which I've got to do again in the morning if it's a bit drier. Yeah, that's how I come across the farmer, you know. Mooching about his field illegally. He just come out, he's a bit concerned that I'd obviously got in, well, just walked onto the farm, it's all open. But there's big herds of bulls. But as soon as he realised that I was quite at home with the countryside, and obviously I've lived in a village all my life, he was then all right with me. Yeah. He said some people come on because of the bulls, they're quite dangerous. In fact, we might go out hunting tonight, because you can hunt in the dark, man. But what I do know is the battery in the Mini 3 Pro is now just, well, it seemed to deplete as soon as we lost, well, so I lost contact. I was having a fly around, and then it's basically just landed itself. It's supposed to take a little video of where it's landed. It didn't do that. It is giving me a position of where it is in the field. But I've already looked there twice, but I'll have another look later. Because as soon as it gets run over or anything like that, or it would then not show up, but it's showing up on my map. Yeah. But obviously, if you can prove to DJI, or basically let them look at the flight logs, because they do malfunction themselves. That's why DJI look at it, because they will provide you with a whole brand new drone. If you can prove that it malfunctioned. All I got was messages. What was that message say? It says, I don't know, if there's something about lost signal with a drone, refer to Find My Drone. But it seemed to me, as soon as it landed itself, obviously I've gone into one and thought, oh no, that's a lot of hundreds of pounds just flown away. I've headed in to look for it. But obviously as you get near the drone, you can make it beep, you can make it lights flash and all that. But what I'd realised is that it's totally depleted itself. And obviously DJI will look at whether the battery was charged. Basically I've got all my new kit with 3 batteries, charged it all up, went out, never saw the drone again. And obviously they'll be able to see when they log into my account, they'll see that I've got 3 drones up there. 2 which I've got still, and the Mini 3 Pro, which is about 430 quid's worth. Well, that's what I paid. They'll see that. But yeah, we will go out and have a look. But yeah, I'm not expecting to see that again. But then again, I've seen videos where people have found drones a year later and they still worked. But I don't mind writing it off, because as soon as I realised it wasn't actually me that had made any errors, obviously the first thing DJI is going to do is look at you and your the way you're flying. Anyway, I'll show you that drone up against the Mini 4. Okay. It's really hot in here. So all I've got is my Mini 3 Pro controller, which apparently holds the key to. Do I want to sell the Mini 2? You mean the Mini 4K? Which basically is a Mini 2. You've got what? I could be up for buying anything. But anyway, I'll just show you. Let me just have a swig of me Diet Coke. We've obviously got, in this bag, we've got me Mini 4K, which I'll open up and show you the size of this. So that's the Mini 4K. And now I'll show you the Lito. I can't rate these Litos high enough, man. Didn't quite have enough money to get the top one, but there's only 2. So. Basically, as soon as we open this, it will power up, which is there, just power straight up. Basically, check the size of that out. You've got all lights on board. That's the Mini 4K. That's the Lito. So as you can see, check the size of the propellers out. I'll just show you this quick. But yeah, bit of a difference in size, isn't there? I'll tell you what, a bit of a difference in power as well. But anyway, we'll take this out in an hour, and I'll show you how stable and that it is. But yeah, and it's got a different sound. Let me just shut these legs up. So it powers up and powers off when you open and close the legs. But yeah, the DJ Lito 1. Which is basically this one here, look. The bigger one, you can pick them up for about 300 and something pound. That's with everything included, which is a complete bargain. And what I also noticed is the bigger ones, they can fly at more of an angle like that, so they've got more speed. The propellers are bigger. And the battery time is pretty good. I'm getting like 30 minutes flying around time. Onboard sensors. And it even shows you, you can have like a little radar on your screen. I'll show you later. And it shows you where all the obstacles and that are. You can either have it in stop mode where it will just stop. Or you can have it in bypass mode where it will just go round the tree or whatever. You've also got waypoints on there. You've also got the follow me thing where it will just follow you around. But yeah, this is the DJ Lito 1 and the DJ Lito X1. The only difference is that's got LiDAR in the top. It's got 48k onboard storage. Yeah. But obviously, I'll show you there. Well, I'll get off here, have a quick roll up, and then I'll go live. And we'll put the drones up, and I'll show you, and you can hear them. You hear the difference. And obviously, these drones, these bigger ones, it flies a bit like a Mavic, where it's got more of an angle to go faster. Saying that, I still love flying around with this little 4K thing, but I believe this is 8K video, 48 megapixel pictures. But I was impressed with it straight away. And basically, this is to replace the mini series. Saying that, like them old school drones, man, people would be flying it. I mean, it's not like it breaks down every week. Do you know what I mean? People be flying them for years to come, I think. But I keep looking at the Phantoms, man. The Phantoms just look crazy. But yeah, and Phantoms are quite a bit of money, though. I think. I think you can pay a couple of grand for a newish one. I think. That's what I mean. DJI made a bit of a mockery out of it all, really, because you got your mini series, and then you got your ones above that, and they've kind of thrown this in the race, which just overtakes all the ones that are above it, because they're giving you it all with this. This is the basic version. How many basic versions do you know out there with a sensor on the bottom, omnidirectional sensors? They're kind of giving you it all here, pretty cheap. Then again, it's not really that cheap, is it? To be honest with you. The good thing is about the DJI gear is it does hold some kind of value. So you're not completely doing all your money, do you know what I mean? There's still a market out there. But I don't want to be buying loads of drones. I want to buy one that kind of does it all. Yeah. Which is why I might have to sell my record collection. Get one of them big old sprayers. Called a T. Go and look at that, a T50 or a T100. They got big, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Big bottles sort of on them that they put all the spray in. A lot of them are pre-programmed too, so you can just program it to go up and down the field. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back in a little while, everybody. Quite enjoyed doing this video, so I will be back this evening.